We have something new in Dazzles. We call them Dazzles for coloring.
They are mandela style
Right.
dazzles, and they're just super fun to color.
So many things you can do with them. Come play with us. Well, here is the whole collection, and one thing I want to tell you is that we're going to show you some projects, but in this you will also get the idea sheet, so that will have even more things.
Beautiful ideas on there, makes it really easy.
And let's start with the big sheets, because there are 5 of the big sheets, and this is the mandela style that Gail was talking about. So you get that, you also get the corners. It's going to show you fun things to do with them.
Really beautiful. This is great in that it's got that great sunset scene in there, but also the corner dazzles, and this one are birds, which I think is amazing.
You get that on all of them. We'll show you some things to do with this very special one. Then we have one sheet that's got 4 of them on, in addition to the corners, and 9 other sheets that have 2 of them with corners.
Right, so the smaller mandalas and just a beautiful look.
Altogether over 200 dazzles, but we're not done. We also have 2 sheets of our favorite thing, which is the glitter acetate, and the glitter is embedded in the acetate, so you get all of that shine in a transparent sheet.
Plus it's adhesive on the back, and we'll be showing you that. I'll show you how
so
to
we'll
peel
do
those
that.
off.
Okay, so let's get to the projects. So what you can do, okay, well, to begin with, you can place them on white cardstock and color in. Spectrum Noir pens are going to do a wonderful job. And this happens to be using one of the mandalas that is on the big sheet. You can see how those corners are just beautifully done.
They are, and so just placed on white cardstock, then just get out your Spectrum Noir, start coloring those in, and I love the addition of the dazzles on top of those areas too.
It does a really nice job. Now this is also added, and I have to say this is not a color combination I would usually go for, but I love it with yellow, orange, and red, and
Beautiful.
This is Red Hearts holographic. So
just a little
neat.
extra shine, and the thank you dazzles down at the bottom just really complete that look. But that is, you can see the detail in those dazzles. So much fun to color in, and what it does is it makes it look like you have an embossed surface with that nice shiny dazzle on there.
Now cards are nice, but let's leave this here. We can show you. You can also make them using the composition book. So just covering that with paper and doing your coloring on your mandala.
Really simple to do, and you know you can sit down and color those in, and then figure out what you want to do with them afterwards. That's a great way to use them.
So it works beautifully. Now, will you bring back those big sheets?
Okay.
Because I want to show you what's going to happen with one of them.
Okay,
And
the big ones, the big ones. Maybe you find the one. Okay, I think it was already pulled. No, here it is, here it is.
There we go.
There
Okay.
we go.
So this card was done with the corners, and I think that is so smart. So lifting up the corners and simply putting them on the white cardstock.
On the white cardstock, which I can actually show you.
Okay.
If you start with a square of cardstock, and you'll see that I sort of drew a pencil line across like so that I knew where the center was. And then when I get to these dazzles, I can just peel up, very simply. I'm going to peel up one of those dazzles, and then I'm just going to place it right where those little crosshairs meet, if I don't get it stuck to me first.
So the point's going to be in the middle of your
card. Point's in the center.
Okay.
You just lay it down like so. And I didn't cut the cardstock big enough, but
well, actually,
you can see. And then the next one, and the next one.
This is trimmed off too, so you did exactly the same as Lene did. So,
but then afterwards, just cut along the edges, color them in with Spectrum Noir, and place on your card.
Right, I just think that's beautiful. So something that looks maybe excess as you're looking at it here, because you're really focused on this big one, really has some great uses, and I just wanted to make sure that you saw that. Now, that glitter, what can you do with it? Well, let's get in close, and you can put it behind the dazzles.
Isn't that beautiful?
And look at that.
This is so super simple to do. Now, you're seeing lots of color there too, but that glitter really shines through, and I'll show you how that was done. So I chose a different dazzle in this case, but place that right onto your adhesive-backed glitter sheet. Then you're going to peel that off. Now, right now, it's just beautiful just the way it is, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on white cardstock. Just center it on there like so. It actually doesn't matter because afterwards you're going to cut this out. But then you can get out your Spectrum Noir pens, and if you've got a couple of different sets, choose some colors that you like and just start coloring in. And that's where the fun is. You can just sit around, watch your favorite TV show, color these in. And when you're done with all of your different colors, you just cut along that outer edge. Really easy to follow that line.
Just cut right next to the Dazzle edge, and then you can place it on your paper-covered cards.
One other thing I want to show you is that this was done twice for 2 different Dazzles, and then the center was cut out of one that was foam taped on top of there.
Okay, so just gorgeous. And a couple of the little corners there, very pretty on the colorist paper, having that black and white against that burst of color.
Beautiful.
Just gorgeous. And of course, we did add pink jewel dazzles. You know how it is. Now, you have that great big sun and moon, and wanted to show what you can do with that. And here is the example. Boy, you can really see it sparkling. So here's the piece, and you can see the sun and the moon, my favorite icon.
Right.
And
this is done by placing first. I've got a different one here, but first you want to place that on the glitter adhesive, like so. Then you're going to pull that apart, and there's one little trick that I want to show you about this. Sometimes when it's a really big piece like this, it can be hard to manipulate. I will pull up the Dazzle and lay it upside down and then place my glitter piece on top of it like that. Sometimes it's easier than having that big piece and trying to lay it down just right. So turn it upside down, place it just like that. Then when you're done, you're going to go ahead and peel this off and stick it onto acetate.
Right. Now we've used our heat-resistant acetate. You can use any acetate. It's not necessary to use the heat-resistant, but it's nice if you already have it.
Right.
And then we have done the coloring, cut next to the edge, but do you see how beautiful that sparkle is, and even more when you get the white behind it. And there are other pieces on that sheet, if you want to bring it in, with lots of dangly things.
Right, so you've got lots of feathers and keys. You also have these nice little rings here. And if we look at the top of this piece, Lene took 2 of these rings and backed them back to back on there, so now it's not sticky anymore. And it makes a perfect place to attach a little bit of a lightweight fishing line.
Right, and you can also attach the other pieces the same way. So do the exact same thing with the glitter acetate and the regular acetate,
and be sure
let them string them.
Color them in with Spectra Noir pens, just like we did that other card, so you can see right through there. And with the sun shining through that, it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
So this can be a mobile, but you can take this one, which is what you showed a minute ago, and turn it into a window cling. Same way, putting the glitter behind it and just attaching that to your window, and it just let the sun shine through. It's just beautiful.
Beautiful, fun to color in.
Very, very neat. Now, scrapbookers, this is also for you, and I think this is such a fun way to use it. We're going to go back to this sheet. Remember we used the corners on that card? Well, this time we're going to cut it in half and put the pieces like so. We did first put them on white cardstock to do our coloring, then trimmed out. And isn't that a fun scrapbook page?
That is really fun, and I also like the corner pieces used from that to sort of point toward the 2 important photos on this page.
Creates arrows, doesn't it? Both at the bottom and the top.
Just beautiful, and of course you can make that any color you want. There's so many different things you can do with these Dazzles.
So with over 200 Dazzles and those glitter adhesive and the idea, we didn't even talk about the note cards that you can do, or the glass vase, or the other things that you can do.
All those ideas are right there for you. You've got lots to play with.
Dazzles for coloring,